Welcome back sa ating masusuling pagsusuri. Today, we're doing something really special. We're stepping back in time. Specifically, din sa napapakagandang hyper-realistic na 1950s setting ng Cordilleras. Dito natin makikilala yung dalawang magkaibigan na magiging sentro ng pag-aaral natin ngayon. Si Sam Christie, an American working sa isang ahensya, at yung kanyang Pilipinong assistant na si Philip Latak. You see, itong kwentong The God Stealer, it's not just your typical biyahe pa probinsya. It's an intensely deep, psychological journey. It's about that massive collision between preserving your heritage and the overwhelming pressure to just assimilate into modern society. So buckle up, kasi hihimayin talaga natin ang bawat detalye nito.
Okay, let's dive into this. How can an object act as a window into a person's entire cultural history? Isa itong napakagandang essential inquiry and honestly, ito yung pinaka-hook ng buong kwento natin. Kasi minsan 'di ba, nakakakita tayo ng mga artifacts or souvenirs and sa tingin natin, simpleng display lang. But the truth is, a single object carries the weight, the blood, and the literal soul of the people who created it. We're gonna explore kung paano yung isang particular na object sa kwentong ito becomes a window, hindi lang sa isang kultura, kundi sa mismong kaluluwa ng ating bida.
Of course, to really understand the depth of this story, we absolutely have to look at the brilliant mind behind it, Sionil José. He is, without a doubt, isa sa mga pinaka-respetadong national artists for literature natin. Bakit ba siya mahalaga dito? Well, Sionil José has always been fascinated by the social realities of the Philippines, yung mga class struggles, yung matinding epekto ng kolonyalismo, and that undeniable identity crisis na nararanasan nating mga Pilipino in a changing, globalized world. Very grounded in history ang mga sinusulat niya, kaya bawat eksena, you can really feel that deep social commentary.
So let's see how this social reality builds up the character dynamics ng dalawang magkaibigan natin habang nakasakay sila sa bus mula Baguio pa Ifugao. On one hand, we have Sam Christie, 28 years old, from Boston. Si Sam is your classic eager traveler. Para sa kanya, everything about the mountains is just beautiful, awe-inspiring. It's a grand adventure. But then, contrast that with Philip Latak, or Ipig-Hikpig as he's known up there. He's 26, and Ifugao who has completely, totally assimilated into Manila city life. Habang si Sam manghang-mangha sa view, si Philip naman naiinipan, nilalamig, at halatang-halatang uncomfortable. He's showing this extreme physical and emotional coldness toward his very own homeland.
As they look out over those magnificent rice terraces, yung mga terraces na literal na ginawa ng mga ancestors niya by hand, Philip utters this line, "Hell, if I can live here, would I go to Manila?" Ramdam na ramdam mo yung bigat niyan, di ba? That statement perfectly captures his deep-seated desire for modern urban assimilation. Para kay Philip, yung mga rice terraces na yan, kahit gaano pa kaganda sa paningin ng isang dayuhan, hindi kaya nitong pakainin ng pamilya niya. For him, it represents stagnation. Manila, on the other hand, represents success, modernity, and ultimate escape.
Kung isipin natin kung gaano kalalim yung estrangement na yun, he's been in Manila for 4 years. And for all those years, he completely avoided going back home. Ni hindi niya dinalaw yung lolo niya o kahit yung mga kapatid niya. The social reality of rural to urban migration is just so evident here. Philip is carrying this incredibly heavy cultural shame towards his Igorot roots. Gusto niyang patunayan, especially sa American colleague niyang si Sam, na hindi na siya taga-bundok. As far as he's concerned, he is a modern, city-dwelling professional now.
Now, what's really interesting about this concept is the identity knot. Mapapansin natin ito sa mga educational sources natin. Ito yung painful internal struggle, yung pagkalito kung paano mo nga babalansehin yung pagmamahal mo sa roots at tradition mo versus yung matinding pressure na mag-assimilate at makibagay sa modernong lipunan. It's like your entire being is tied up in a literal knot. At pag-apak na pag-apak pa lang nila Philip at Sam sa village, this identity knot tightly constricts around Philip's neck.
And at the very moment they arrive at the house of his older brother, Sadek, the tragedy truly begins to unfold. Sadek is a traditional, hardworking farmer. The contrast between these two brothers is just stark. Pero you know what the most heartbreaking scene is? Nung sinalubong sila ng mga pamangkin ni Philip. These children look at Philip, their own blood relative, with zero recognition, as in, wala. Nung namigayan ng candy si Philip, the children literally shrunk away from him in fear. Pero nung si Sam, the white foreigner, ang lumapit and namigayan ng candies, eagerly nila nitong tinanggap. It's a tragic irony, really. The American stranger is welcomed with open arms, while the native uncle is completely feared.
Sadek sees this entire painful interaction play out, and he looks at his brother and says,
You speak our tongue, you have our blood, but you are a stranger nevertheless. Just let that emotional weight sink in for a second. Yan ang direktang epekto ng tuluyang pagtalikod ni Philip sa kanyang pinagmulan. Tinanggap nga siya ng Maynila, pero naging banyaga naman siya sa sarili niyang pamilya.
Para mas maintindihan natin yung mga susunod nilang gagawin, let's break down this powerful literary framework from Session 20 of our notes, The Mirror and Window. So column 1 is the window. Ito yung mga bagay o kwento na nagbibigay sa atin ng pagkakataong sumilip sa ibang realidad, sa ibang kultura. Meanwhile, column 2 is the mirror. Ito naman yung mga bagay na nagre-reflect pabalik sa atin ng sarili nating hidden truths, ng ating mismong identity. Keep this framework in mind dahil ito talaga ang susi sa pinakasentro ng kwento natin today.
Remember, Sam is a collector. He travels the world gathering souvenirs. Sa kwento, sinabi ni Sam, a Grecian urn, a Japanese sword, a Siamese mask, and now, an Ifugao god. Para kay Sam, this Ifugao idol functions purely as a window. Wala tong kahit anong personal na halaga sa kanya. It's just a cheap, exotic souvenir para may display niya sa desk niya sa Boston. Literally just a trinket na nagpapatunay na may narating siya para sa American gaze.
And this brilliantly illustrates kung bakit magkaibang perspective ng dalawang character. We see the idol's true meaning right here. Kay Sam, souvenir lang. Pero kay Philip, latak, it is a mirror. Ang rebultong iyon ang direktang sumasalamin sa sagradong heritage at paniniwala ng lolo niya. The exact same heritage na desperately nang sinusubukang iwanan at kalimutan. Imagine that. The exact same object, holding completely, vastly different cultural weights for these two men.
Dito na papasok yung rising action natin. Gustong-gusto ni Philip na makuha yung idol para mapasaya ang kaibigan niyang si Sam. He wants to prove that he can deliver. Nag-prepare ng welcome feast ng grandfather niya at masayang-masaya yung matanda na nagbalik ang apo niya. Pero nung tinanong nila ito tungkol sa idol, the grandfather naturally refused. It's sacred. It's absolutely not for sale. At doon na nangyari ang climax. Driven by his desperate need to appease Sam, Philip commits the ultimate betrayal. Sa kalagitnaan ng gabi, he steals his grandfather's god. He literally severs the final tie holding him to his ancestors.
Right before niya i-reveal yung ninakaw niyang Diyos, Philip told Sam, well, he will recognize and I won't be a stranger to him. Come, let us see the old man. Grabe yung tragic irony dito, no? Sa kagustuhan ni Philip na wag na siyang maging stranger, at para tanggapin ulit siya ng lolo niya, gamit ang isang twisted act of providing para sa kaibigan niya, he ironically completely destroys his grandfather's spirit. When the old man realizes that his own flesh and blood, his grandson, stole his god, literal na gumuho ang mundo niya.
So, the crucial point is this. The stolen god is a metaphor. Hindi lang ito tungkol sa literal na pagiging magnanakaw. Ito ang pinakamatinding simptomas ng identity knot ni Philip. He stole the physical manifestation of his culture just to appease a colonial, modernizing influence represented by Sam. Parang binenta niya ang kaluluwa ng kanyang pinagmulan kapalit lang ng validation mula sa isang taong ang tingin sa kultura nila ay isa lamang display item.
Kung babalikan natin ang ating educational frameworks, this is exactly where bridges of empathy become so important. Bakit ba nating hinimaya ang mga naging desisyon ni Philip? Well, it's by unpacking his mistakes that we build empathy. Ginagamit natin ang literature, just like this masterpiece by Sionil José, para maintindihan yung napakakomplikadong social issues and internal conflicts ng mga modernong Pilipino na nakakaranas ng ganito ding pressure of assimilation. I mean, let's be real, marami sa atin ang pilit binabago ang sarili just to fit in globally.
Kaya, I want to pose this essential inquiry directly to you. Why might someone feel ashamed of their own roots to impress a friend? Isipin nyo yan. Naranasan nyo na ba yung feeling na itinago nyo yung totoong accent nyo or yung nakasanayan nyong pagkain sa bahay just because you're surrounded by people from the city or people from other countries? Philip's struggle in the 1950s, it is still very much our struggle today.
Synthesizing all of this, the core themes we've explored today remind us that the social realities of migration, poverty, and peer pressure deeply shape how we construct our identities right now. Hindi ito isolated kay Philip at sa kanyang lolo. Yes, F. Sionil José wrote historical fiction, but it perfectly mirrors today's globalized Filipino diaspora. Ang mga OFWs natin, ang mga nagmamigrate sa syudad, we are all constantly navigating this exact tension. Palagi tayong namimili kung ano ang itatago natin at kung ano ang ipapakita.
Kaya tatapusin natin ang pagsusuring ito with this provocative thought. What is your personal paper tiger, or in Philip's case, your Ifugao god? Ano yung cultural tradition or bahagi ng inyong heritage that you intend to keep alive?
In a world that is moving so fast and constantly demanding that we all become exactly the same, huwag nating kalimutan kung saan tayo nagmula. Thank you so much for joining me on this deep dive, and I really hope this leaves you eager to explore even more of your own history.